Right, how's it going, everyone? It's Nick Akin here on Sportskeeda MMA, back for the one on SK MMA Podcast. Another, I wouldn't say eventful week, but another week nonetheless. So I'm here to discuss all of the things that have happened and check in with all of you. Hope you're all doing well. I am back in Hong Kong now for a week, just over a week. It's great to relax a little bit after 6 crazy weeks on the road, shall we say. Tokyo, London, Bangkok, Hua Hin, Qatar, Bangkok. A little bit of Hong Kong in between for a few days on those. But now I've been back for a week and I'm starting to feel human again. Very happy to be back. I'm looking forward to another double header coming up. It creeps up on you, doesn't it? It will be in about less than 2 weeks, I guess. I will be, or just over 2 weeks. Yes, I will fly out again, I think, for one Friday Fights 58, the big tentpole card, and then one Fight Night 21, which is what we're here to talk about a little bit today, because there's not much else going on. But yes, Jester's ready. What's up, Josh? Josh was actually messaging me. It's like, we did a podcast today. I was sitting there on the sofa being lazy, playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Excellent game, by the way, which I'm loving, and I've played about 30 hours of this week. Or since I come back, I've just been basically playing that all day. Lazy, very lazy, but I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, so it's nice to be back. What was I saying? I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. But yes, I cannot even remember what I was saying. So it's Tristan in Japan. Oh yeah, I was talking to Josh, and I decided to let's jump on and talk. We can talk about One Fight Night 21. We can talk about last Friday's Friday Fights show. Surprisingly, that happened on Friday. And this coming Friday's show and anything else in between you want to chat about, just drop a comment in there or a question. I'm always happy to answer anything that I can. And who knows where it will take us. It could be spectacular. It could be the worst show ever. If it is, I will just probably shut it down after half an hour. But I think we got enough material to do a quick update. Anyway, how's it going? Connor is asking. Yes, it's okay. Thanks, Connor. Good to speak to you again. I am, slowly starting to feel human again. It was a long 6 weeks, but yes, it's good. Been in the gym a few times and slept a lot. Got a haircut, as you can see, and a beard trim. Feeling human. Yeah, I think Tristan is in Japan, actually. I messaged him. So I messaged him very, very late, but I don't know if he can attend this time. But it's all good because, yeah, Tristan always helps out when he can, and I appreciate it. But if I have to run the show solo today, we're going to do it. I'm hoping this microphone is on, by the way, because I still have a problem with my actual earphones and I cannot hear it. I'm not running it through the, what's it called? The box. My brain isn't working. I told you I'm tired. The sound box thing. But I can't hear my own voice in these things. So if the mic is not off and my laptop is picking it up, just tell me and I'll mess around with it. But anyway, I am writing this comment from 40,000 feet in the air via in-flight Wi-Fi, says Anonymous. I like that dedication. In-flight Wi-Fi is the way to go, everyone, by the way. Unless you have to pay for it, then it's not. But I was lucky enough on my opus of a journey to Qatar and back to have taken a couple of flights with Malaysia Airlines, who have free Wi-Fi in flight. Epic. Cathay Pacific do not, and you have to pay a little bit of a rip-off. But if you really need to do some work or something, isn't so bad. But it costs like 12 US dollars maybe for a short flight, or 20 for a longer one. You weigh up the costs. Anyway, that's not what's important. What's important is that Anonymous is watching from way up high in the air. Safe travels, Anonymous. Don't know where you're going, but if you're off on holiday, on an adventure, enjoy it. Or maybe he's heading to Bangkok early for this double header coming up next month. Who knows? Reese talks. What's your thoughts on the possibility of one UK event? I'd love it, Reese. Yeah, I really would love to see that. I talked about this with Hua Feng Te, who's the group president of One Championship in Doha after the Qatar event. There's an after party. We were standing, looking over the beautiful, whatever you call it, the dock. My brain isn't working again. Yeah, you can see a bunch of skyscrapers in the background. It's part of a very fancy area called the Pearl of Doha or something, and very nice background. We were talking. I was telling him, "You got to come to the UK. You got to come to the UK." He was saying, "Yeah, we'd love to, but it's not really our time zone. You know, we have the Asian and the US. UK is kind of in the middle. It's difficult for us to do a broadcast like that." But I was telling him, you can figure it out because you would sell out. I told him, I think I was confident you could sell out the O2 Arena, Wembley Arena, 10,000, 12,000 seats. You put the right people on the card, Haggerty, Liam Harrison, Nico Carrillo. I think Muay Thai fans will travel from around the UK to come and watch that. I would love to see it, Reese. That's what I was trying to say. Any news on next Superlek, says Bam out of the bio. Yeah, so Superlek, from what I know, I think I said this already, but if not, I'll repeat it, has been told 100% his next fight is Jonathan Haggerty. I imagine that is so he's got time to bulk up properly to go to bantamweight. So from what I know, I asked Chatri and he said, yeah, I would like to do that one in the US. So that could be September in Denver. If it's not there, I think it maybe could hit that June Bangkok Impact Arena card. But that's all I know. So hopefully that is some information that you find useful. But I think, yes, Superlek, unless he just gets a can to crush at flyweight, maybe, or not a can, but he gets, let's say, not a big challenge. He might be able to sneak in a Muay Thai fight or a kickboxing title defense before that. But they would have to be very quick, and I don't think, from what I know, yes, it's Haggerty. Anyway, good to see Ursel back. Yeah, well, yeah, on this card at the moment, headlining. Ben Tynan just says, posted on Instagram that he's fighting April 5th. Who should he face? Let's have a look at that. Because you were telling me this, Josh, and this is the first I heard of it. I know you're well up on the Canadians, as you are also from Canada, so makes sense. But I will take a look at this now. We'll bring it on screen if I can remember how to do that. Share screen, that's the one. Okay, here we are. Ben Tynan. Is it this one where he's? No, it's not. Imagine it's this one below the pinned ones. Mark your calendars because Big Bad Vanilla is entering the ring again on April 5th. Okay, yeah. Who could it be? Well, Josh and I were chatting about that on Instagram DMs, and we were thinking maybe Rug, perhaps, could be the one. Just give me a second. I'm going to switch my Wi-Fi. I realize I'm on the wrong one. Classic Nick. All right, I think we're back. Let me know if we're not back, but I will proceed as if we are back. Drop a comment if it's not the case. But Ben Tynan, yes. Who would you like to see Ben Tynan face? Rug. Josh was suggesting to me that's not a bad shout. Or Kirill Grashenko, also not a bad shout. I think you don't want to aim too high with him or too low. So those guys seem a good compromise to me. But I'm excited to see him back. Although I feel maybe I want to see a little bit more from him. He just sat on top of Kang Ji-won last time for the whole fight. I think I want to see, is there anything else to his game? Because I don't know too much about Ben Tynan, but as a character, he's very fun. I think he brings a lot of charisma. So let's see. Combat Sports Today saying, where is Roberto Soldic? Are they saving him for the US card? Oof. I have no idea where Roberto Soldic is. Honestly, it's been a while since he fought. It's been a while. It's been Denver was the last one. So I have no idea. If I was him, I'd be upset, but he's not the only one. There's a bunch of MMA guys and girls who have not been getting fights all of last year. And some of them are starting to get fights now, and you'll see that it's going to slowly happen. But yeah, there's a lot of people who have the right to be upset, I think, at the moment, and Soldic is one of them. But I'm not surprised. Yeah, that welterweight division got really put on ice, and lightweight did. Some of the divisions kept moving a little bit, but a lot of the men's ones have ground to a halt, shall we say. So especially the two ruled by Christian Lee for obvious reasons. And yeah, I have advocated for interim champions to have been made in Christian's absence in his two divisions, but it doesn't seem like, to be honest, that's going to happen. So we're just going to have to wait for Christian to come back, defend one of them, and then defend the other one. Maybe it could be 6 months after that. Who knows? But I would be very aggrieved if I was in those divisions. Yes, because I think all respect to Christian, everything that happened. But I think the show's got to go on. We have an interim belt now in atomweight MMA. Or we had one made, but then Angela retired, so it became the divisional belt. I don't think Christian would be upset if one introduced interim belts in his divisions. I don't think it would be disrespectful at all. But I think it needs to happen because guys like Soldic sitting on the sidelines, Raul Kadestam, who beat Soldic, sitting on the sidelines. A bunch of guys in lightweight just up and left. We lost some really talented guys there. Sagid. I'm missing. There's a few others who also left welterweight. Murad. You know them all. My brain isn't 100% at the moment. I've been staring at a PlayStation screen for 10 hours. A bit frosty. Ben Tynan says Connor is rumored to be fighting Rugrug, but not confirmed. Ben is on the April card. Okay, so we're going to get to this April card in a bit. Where's Ritu Fogat? Says Ronak. I'm not even sure if Ritu's still with One Championship, but I know there's something happened about a year ago. She left Singapore, left Evolve, turned up in an Indian promotion, and there was some sort of claim she was going to fight for this promotion. I'm not sure if she ever made it, but something went on, and nothing has since happened. As far as I know, I was told back then, just over a year ago, Ritu is still under contract, exclusive contract. So who knows? Who knows? Nice. Super Leg versus Haggerty is the fight to make, says Bam. Let's just say Chatri gave you the responsibility of booking the co-main event and the main event of any card in 2024. What would be your picks, says Reese. Wow. That's a big responsibility, Reese talks. Any card. It depends. It really depends on the location and where. Let's have a bit of fun. Maybe we'll take that Denver card. I'm gonna go with Superlek versus Haggerty co-main, and I'm gonna go with because you kind of need Rodtang on that card, don't you? But I think they're trying to do Rodtang in Japan around that time, so I'm really not sure. Perhaps you need an MMA main event. It could be you could do Demetrius Johnson's actual retirement fight, and if Jared Brooks had won against Joshua Basio and not spiked him on his head, I maybe would have done DJ versus Jared Brooks. I'm not sure there's anyone now you match up with DJ would be fitting for a potential retirement fight. Because champion versus champion, Brooks versus Johnson, old guard versus new guard. That's a good story for the home audience. Two American guys as well. But I'm sure you can probably come up with better main events. Reese, do you have any ideas? Why don't we try and think of that US card? But yeah, I think you're going to see a top level Muay Thai fight or kickboxing on that card as well. If Rodtang's going to be on it, I guess they wouldn't want him to lose, so he might get another easy opponent after Edgar last time. But I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts. What should they headline Denver with, guys, or Atlanta? Maybe Rodtang is Japan in September against Takeru, then he comes back for the Atlanta card, something like that. Who knows? But I would be pretty sure they'd put Rodtang on again in Denver after the reception he got. Connor's Corner, lightweight and welterweight's completely on hold because of Lee. I hope he comes back soon. He has to. I think he's trying, and I see him training, and he's training with Adrian in the family gym, and he wants to fight. I think they had earmarked him for February in Singapore, and then that card fell through for whatever reason. So I think it's just about finding the date, you know what I mean? The time to run Singapore. Because I don't know, maybe they're trying to find the ideal. I mean, I like Singapore, but I hate it when it's 7 a.m., 8 a.m. start. I think let's do an evening card there. We're going to be doing numbered events again. So I think, yeah, I would rather they do an evening show. But maybe that's a bit tougher to run the stadium because you got a bit more competition around certain dates with, I don't know, concerts and things. Anyway, just saying, what's the deal with Friday fights? Is there any way to make more use of those weekly shows to get the MMA divisions going again? I think they've been doing more MMA, right? And they have 2 MMA fights every week as far as I know. And they have 2 or something like 2 Japanese fighters minimum must be on every card, or is it 4 or something? And now it seems like they're adding grappling into the mix. So the start of these Friday fight shows might going to be like 1 grappling match and then a Japanese kickboxer and then a couple of MMA fights. But I'm not sure if these fights are really getting those divisions going. You know what I mean? They're more prospects who might end up getting signed to one down the road, bolstering a division or 2. And I'm not sure if I don't think anyone's come out of it with a contract yet. I might be wrong. But someone did get a contract last week. Natalia Dachkova, strawweight Muay Thai prospect. Very exciting. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yes, another contract. I think that's 10 now they've given out. Maybe more. A little more. Only one MMA this coming Friday, says Josh. Yeah. I think it's no set rhythm or structure. I guess they can mix it up, but they tend to stick at least one MMA on for good measure. They may as well. They're trying to build. I think they've done a good job of building up some of their Muay Thai divisions already over the last year and a bit. We've seen some genuine additions to some of the divisions in one. Even just last week, we had. I know she didn't come through Friday fights actually, but she came through Road to One. But Shia Cohen is now a good addition, and then they've just added Dachkova, like I said. Martina Kierczynska's come in as well, but she didn't come through Friday fights. So I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but I think there have been some good additions from Friday fights. Alif got a contract. He's now fighting Jiang Pamian, strawweight kickboxing. Could get a title shot off that. You know what I mean? If he beats Jiang, former title challenger. We know Nico Carrillo's already on the verge of a title shot. Rambolek hasn't really happened for him, but he's fought some tough fights. Tragedy with Faria Aminapour. I think he was close to a contract, unless he got one. I cannot remember 100%, but I think he would be close. Before his motorcycle crash. I'm drawing a blank a little on other contracts, but you know who they are. There's been some good additions. I'm sure there'll be plenty more. Yu Yapui, yes, she also lit up the strawweight Muay Thai division. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Michael Owens, grappling, such a great addition to Friday Fights. Thumbs up. Yeah, I tweeted this out, and I didn't give my personal opinion on it. I just put a fact out there that this grappling has been added, and yeah, people weren't too happy about it. Maybe I can find the tweet. Yeah, I'll put it on screen. It's interesting because I'm not saying my Twitter is a good barometer of opinion, but here you go. I put more grappling for you at One Fight Night 21 in Bangkok. Lightweight champion Cade Rutello faces Francisco Lowe in a 180-pound catch weight match. So not even a title fight. Yeah, so a few people unhappy. Maybe I shouldn't show all these comments because they're a bit rude. But yeah, there was a bit of that sentiment going around. But a lot of people who follow me on Twitter are Muay Thai people, kickboxing fans. So I understand they're not huge on the graps, but yeah, how did you think it went on? Did you feel it subtracted from the fun on Friday or added something new? Let me know how you felt about it. I didn't mind it. It's early. You can make your dinner while that fight's on or match, whatever. You go get a cup of tea. The problem with Friday fights, says Connor, is that the MMA is that they're not contenders. Yeah, it's not great level, is it? Not high level. It's more about prospects, I think, finding guys like this Lawrence guy. I forgot his name. American MMA. He seems to be doing good. More comments, sorry. I wish these comments were timestamped, says Keith Larimore. What do you mean? Is that something I can add to that? Let me know, Keith. Reese Talks says, let's go Pride, crazy super fight style booking Rutolo Bros versus Gordon Ryan. I think you're onto something with the DJ retirement fight. Yeah, I think on that grappling theme, I've said it a few times. I don't think I'm not a huge fan of seeing it in Bangkok Lumpini Stadium. I don't mind seeing it because that is, as they say, the Mecca of Muay Thai. The Madison Square Garden of the East or whatever. But it's the world famous Muay Thai stadium. So I don't think you put grappling on there. The best grappling reaction I've heard from all the matches I've seen in one was Denver, where big US crowd. You had Mikey, American hero, so to speak, defending his belt. He submitted Osama Marwai with a rear naked choke. Great pop. It works in America if you book it the right way. I understand they have a few others who aren't American, but you could run another grappling match lower on an American card. I've been advocating doing grappling only cards in a more intimate confines and sticking it on one's YouTube. Get an American event going, get some big names. Because there's an audience for that stuff, but I don't think it's one championship's core audience or the right audience for it. But we've talked about it before. Build some contenders up on a grappling only event, and then the winner of the tournament, let's say, gets the right to challenge Mikey Musumeci or whoever on a big American card. It went down okay in Singapore. It all depends if you get finishes, But anyway, agreed. Muay Thai is great right now. It's Chester, Connor, an MMA fighter just got signed to one from Friday Fights, but I forget who it was. Yeah, I think I know who you mean. It might have been this guy. I'm thinking of Lawrence something. It'll hit my brain in a minute. Sam says surely Friday Fights is designed for finding new talent, contender fights for numbered and prime cards. Yeah, that's what I think it is. So I agree, Sam. But I think the MMA talent they're finding is, I'm not sure how ready it is for the main roster. But they're not even doing many MMA fights, so it's difficult. But anyway, Chester saying, which can work. Oh, this is running off from the last comment, I think. Which can work with kickboxing as well. I just think MMA needs to push, especially for the North American audiences. They prefer MMA. Yes, agreed. Can we make PDT the official one bar in Bangkok? Asking for a friend. Yes. Go check it out if you're there. Please don't tell, I think it's called. Keith. I met up with Keith last time in Bangkok. It was fun. Very nice chap. Very intelligent guy as well. And knows his stuff about Muay Thai especially. So hit him up on, I think he's definitely on Twitter. But Keith, yeah, he's a good guy to chat to. Chester saying, I think one grappling match per card is acceptable on Friday fights. Yeah, sure. One FC grappling is terrible, says Bam, because of the cage and ring. Yeah, it's not the best setting. It's quite difficult to see. The audience can't even really tell what's going on. A lot of the times the action is obscured by a ring post or a cameraman. If you're in the lowest seats as well, like closer to the ring, it's quite difficult to see. It's all right if you're a bit higher up, but then you're further away. So it's still not a great view. But like I said, I would prefer grappling only events in America with a proper setup, just some mats, stuff, make it very intimate, put it on YouTube, build some hype. What happened to that open fight kickboxing tournament? I think you mean the open weight Grand Prix. Was it Muay Thai? Yeah, that never happened. It quickly died a death, I think, when the logistics just became too much. Dare I say it may have just been something designed to garner some attention, which is not the worst thing. Everyone does it, but I'm not sure how much genuine attempt there was to go through with that. I think I know there were some discussions, and there were talks of splitting it into two halves, I think, bracket wise, having heavier ones and lighter ones. I think that's the only way you could have made it work, because you literally can't have Roman Cricklier against Rod Tang, as fun as it would be to see. Right. Tetsuya, one bantamweight Muay Thai is absolutely stacked right now. Imagine if Cameron Nabati gets signed as well. Will be crazy Shark Tank. I agree with you. I think whatever your thoughts on Friday fights, MMA, and grappling, it's doing exactly what it's designed to do with the Muay Thai. It's creating some great divisions, which are now, there's an ecosystem. And all of these Prime Video cards, you're starting to see some of the same faces. And I think that's by design. It's, one championship is building a whole new roster, I think. And they're kind of quietly letting go a lot of especially the MMA. I think they're more focused on the Muay Thai, and the MMA is going to be a bit more streamlined, is just my guess. I don't think they're going to be fleshing out too many divisions. You might just have a champion in the division, like a Christian Lee, the way there is a Rutolo brother atop a grappling division, or a Mikey, and then you'll get a challenger for them every now and then. But I'm not sure we're going to see deep divisions in MMA anymore, which is a shame, because I like one's MMA. I have a soft spot for it. A lot of people hate on it, and say, the Muay Thai and kickboxing is where it's at. And I agree, the Muay Thai and kickboxing is, I think, a higher level if you're looking at skill wise. But I love MMA, and it's the first thing I fell in love with one championship. So I don't know a lot of the guys and girls personally, and I want to see them get fights, and I want to see them succeed and make money and show their skills to the world. And I hope these divisions can get going again, and they could get back to. But I'm just not sure. I feel like one has decided at some point over the last year or two, maybe it's impossible to kind of match UFC level of MMA. We're better off focusing on Muay Thai. It gives us something different. We can still have high level MMA and get some star names every now and then, mix it up, but I don't think they want to get like a top 15 in every division. You know what I mean? Shark Tank style, like Tetsuya's saying here. Bam is saying about the cage with grappling. I mean, the cage provides ways to get up or stall, so less submission. Yeah, that's also another issue. I'd like one to try MMA in a sambo ring. Yeah, why not? I think Chachu said the fighters weren't into it. I'm not surprised. Is that I think that's in reference to the Openweight Grand Prix, but that's from Keith. Connor says the Openweight Grand Prix is good. It never happened. We don't need Roman KOing or possibly killing Rodtang. Yeah. It doesn't help anyone, that. Right. Let me look at these comments. All right, maybe I'll just keep your comments coming, but we've done half an hour, so that's already longer than I was intending to do, but it's great that so many of you are here to chat. I love it. So I'll keep going for another half hour or so. Thanks for turning up. Periodical reminder, if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. All that stuff. Turn on the notifications. I think you'll get a notification if I go live with these things. So I'm trying to keep it regular on a Monday night around this time. Monday night in Asia, Monday morning US. So who knows? But I think that's a good time for everyone at the moment. And yeah, the channel keeps growing. 15,000 subs now. I don't want to. I could pretend it's all my hard work. We started at 2,000 or something when I joined this Sportskeeda in January, and now it's 15 going on 16, which is incredible growth, I think. But I can't lie. It is like I said before. It's all down to Martina Kiachinska stepping on the scale in her underwear. Which this video has. Maybe I can show this on screen. It's astounding statistics, mind-boggling. I don't know. I've never seen this before, but yes, here are the stats from this. This is a 30-second clip or something from her debut fight against Wonder Girl, her weigh-in, and she obviously beat Wonder Girl, but incredible performance. But this video, as you can see, has got 5.4 million views nearly, which is 5.4 million than usual, more than usual. It has gained nearly 12,000 subs on its own, this one video, and it's actually made Sportskeeda some money, which is nice. So I'm starting to pay for myself. No, it is good. I don't know, if you guys want to see stats like this or if they're boring. I don't know, but I thought I'd show you. So now the overall number you can see of subscribers on the channel is somewhere, I think. There you go, 15,680. Incredible. Love to see it. Great growth. But yeah, it is all down to Martina. I should thank her, give her a present. I don't know what Polish people like. Is there a delicacy, a dessert, something like that? Who knows? It was tough. Yeah, she lost to Katerina. Oh, so it's always tough when you stay in a fighter hotel and you see them the next day after a loss or whatever. And yeah, it's a little difficult because they don't really want to talk to anyone. And Martina's been a bit in a good way. I think she's quite confident herself, so she'll be back for sure. Anyway, let me see what these comments are saying. You have any general news updates and new event info about ONE FC that we should know, says Bam? I'm racking my brain. I was actually trying to think of something I could talk about on this show that wasn't just Fight Night 21, because I feel we're all about to discuss Fight Night 21 and maybe not the best terms. I'm not sure who's hyped for it here, but if my Twitter is anything to go by, yes, not much hype for that show. But in terms of general news, no, I have been a bit of a recluse the last since coming back from my 6 weeks of traveling and including 4 shows. I basically gave myself a week off to just decompress a bit, and I'm gonna try to get back into things this week. Maybe start sending some texts out and messages, but I don't really have any news. No, I think things will start picking up again maybe next week as we get closer to that big tentpole card, but I'm sure there's still some fights to be made for that. And yeah, I will start putting some feelers out for some other news. But I just had a little break. I might even take it easy this week. I think I kind of need a holiday. Not not a vacation, just something where you sit around doing nothing for a few weeks. Is anyone else like that? I just like doing that. I haven't really been able to do that for a few years. Maybe I was thinking today actually, to go off on a tangent. Sorry, it's like 13 years or something. I've been doing desk jobs in sports journalism since I got my diploma in it, and it's just been one long hectic ride, and I never really had a break. I haven't been able to decompress at all. It's just I used to come back from these one shows, and then the next day I'd be so tired already, right? And then I'd already be back in the office at 9 a.m. the next day or something like that, or for a stretch of 7 days in a row or something insane. Never really. I was just constantly living in this state of I was so tired and burnt out, and the only way you get through that, you just keep going, right? You don't listen to yourself, and you burn yourself out more. And I'm talking years of added up burnout. And you can take a week off or a weekend and go to the beach for a bit, but it doesn't actually help in the long run, because as soon as you go back to that office or turn on that laptop again after a few days, the burnout is still there. So this is, I'm taking a nice break. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to be good to myself, not push myself too hard at the moment, because I think, knock on wood, this table's wood, I'm knocking it. Sorry, that was a bit Alan Partridge. There'll be some nice updates coming soon, which I can't wait to share with you guys. So let's see. Anyway, that was a long tangent. Show the Swede girl, says Keith. Who's the Swede? Smilla? What are you talking about, Martina? She's Polish? Who are you referring to, Keith? Let me know. Connor's Corner. Might as well rename the channel. Nick, I can show you bigger than the channel. They should rename it the Martina Kierczynska weigh-in channel, I think, Connor. Then we might get 1 million subs, right? MMA fans are horny. Who'd have thunk it, says Michael. Exactly. But I will capitalize on this horniness of MMA fans, and hopefully some of them enjoy the other content on the channel. But it's nice. It's a nice number, 15,000, 16. It just keeps going up every day. I look at it again, and it's like another 500 or something. So hopefully it just keeps ticking up and up. And I think it entices people to subscribe to the channel a bit more. If they see a video and there's 20,000 subs on it, they maybe I'll sub to that too. If they see a video and no matter how good the video is, but only 200 people like this channel, they might think, what's wrong with this channel? I'm not going to subscribe. Or is that just my mentality? Anyway, don't sell yourself short, says Chester. You're responsible for delivering all the content from One for Them. I am the man there filming when Martina gets into her underwear on the scale. It's a tough job, but someone has to do it. No, I know I it's the right place, right time thing. And when I built up SCMP to 40,000 subs, a lot of that growth was also opportune moments, and you got to put yourself in those right moments. And I remember the first moment that really kicked that channel off was Tokyo, October 2019. Ongla Sang beat Brandon Vera. I shoved a camera in Ongla's face. I think I'd spoken to him once before that. Now I consider us good friends, and we chat a lot outside of events. We text sometimes, and at the fight weeks, we're always talking. But back then, when they didn't really know each other, I was don't have the same setup I have now with the actual professional camera equipment and a microphone. I literally just had this camcorder. It's funny because I was using this thing till at least late 2022, which seems crazy to me, but because it was such a piece of shit. This it's like one of those things your grandma might get out at the family barbecue. But shoved this camcorder in Ongla's face. Got a 3-minute interview with him. The lighting is awful. There's no proper sound. I'm behind the camera, so you can't even hear the questions I'm asking. But that video kicked off that whole SCMP channel. It gained. I uploaded it. I went back to the hotel, uploaded it, and then I remember I was sitting down with Leon Jennings, the mighty Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. And we were having a celebratory. We'd gone to 7-Eleven after the show. He got a bottle of rosé or something for himself. I'm sure I had a Asahi or something. But yeah, we were just talking shit. And then I'd uploaded that video, and then just took off. I had never seen anything like it at the time. And then overnight, we had 3,000 subs on that channel. And then there was some other instances. I think we did they often involved Ongla, but yes, there was some events covering Ongla. You'd gain thousands of subscribers. Or Rug was one of them when he first turned up, and got all these subscribers from his fan base. Is it Cameroon? I think. Let me check. Senegal. Sorry, yeah. All these Senegalese fans. Just sub to the channel. I'm not sure they ever watch another video again, but yeah, you have to. My point is, you got to take your moments, and that was one of them. So hopefully, there's many more, and we grow that channel. But yeah, here we go. When is the next pay-per-view? Says Bam. They never really advertise them. We need to pay for specific cards, which is annoying. I'm not sure. I think I don't want to say that. This is just my speculation, so I'm not reporting it. But I think that the Friday fights 46, was it, in December, was a bit of a dry run for pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. I feel like this next tentpole will not be pay-per-view. Maybe because they weighed it up and said, well, look at the amount of buys we got here. Probably not worth it taking it off YouTube, because if we'd had it free on YouTube, we would have had like X amount more views and all that. And one loves talking about how many viewers they had and stuff like that. So I think pay-per-view may have been shelved again, and not a bad idea, because I think if you're going to do pay-per-view and charge $40 US, you may as well give up. But if you want to come into it smart and charge $5 US, I'll pay $5 US. I honestly will. And I have a VPN, and I could turn it on and do all that shit. But I'm happy to give $5 to this company and these fighters. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm sure many of you are as well. But not 40. Like that's real money, I wouldn't pay that much money for a UFC pay-per-view, and I haven't bought a UFC pay-per-view ever, I think. I may have watched a few in the UK, but only when it was on BT Sports, so I don't think I even had to pay for those. But I paid cable, but you get it in your package, whatever. Anyway, more tangents going on. I don't know when the next pay-per-view is. I imagine it's the June Bangkok card, Impact Arena. But Qatar was not pay-per-view. They had that on Amazon Prime in the US. So I got a feeling, maybe we won't have pay-per-view. But who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe that was something to do with the time zone. I think it was on a little too early in America to charge pay-per-view. But we'll see. We shall see. You are greatly appreciated by One Championship fans, says Ernie. Thank you, Ernie. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening to me talk nonsense on my own for 45 minutes. We'll do 15 more, something like that. Who knows? We'll see where this takes us. Yeah, I was meaning to talk about Fight Night 21 card, so we'll try and get to it eventually. Shout out Leon, the truth is out there, says Michael. Yeah, if anyone's heard from Leon, I love that guy. I want to get him back in the fold somehow. I'll message him. But back when I started the whole One Championship gig with SMP, Leon had already been there for a couple of years, I think, and he was the man. Yeah, he was always at every show. Much respect to Leon, the most knowledgeable guy of One Championship. But he hasn't been to a show. I haven't seen him since before the pandemic. He was at every show. But yeah, I think as happened with a lot of people, pandemic kind of ruined a lot of people's businesses and plans. I'm not sure if Asian Persuasion MMA is still his main focus, but I see some tweets and stuff from him still on those things, so I'm not sure. But anyway, pay-per-views for one, says Keith, is sort of like the bad old days when nobody could figure out when or where to watch. Yeah, it's not always easy. I would say if you just go to watch.onefc.com, I think you can always buy it there, or they'll tell you where to get it in the clearest terms possible. So watch.onefc.com, I think, is the way forward. But again, they don't advertise that clearly enough for me. Some of the marketing messaging leaves a lot to be desired sometimes on these things. Yeah, it's a little crazy. No one knew that the Qatar show was not pay-per-view until like a week, 2 weeks before. Yeah, it was the messaging a little bit off. Cheap pay-per-view is the way to go for numbered cards. $5 to $10 perfect, says Chester. I agree totally. I know it's on this site, but casuals cannot find, says Keith. But this is what I'm saying, Keith. Like, even watch.onefc.com is not even the actual website. It's like a different thing, isn't it? And I'm agreeing with you. It's not easy to find. There needs to be... Yeah, it's difficult. How they're going to implant this... knock my mic over, in people's heads. More excited for one, Fight Night 21 or tentpole in April? Well, I mean, that's a given. Come on, man. As much as I like my boys, Ty, not Kai and Tate, Ty and Cade Rutolo, I cannot lie, I'm more hyped for the the One Friday Fights card. But that seems like a good time to segue into this, which is what I was originally planning on doing. A little preview of Fight Night 21, because we have had a few fights added to it since I last spoke to you fine people a week ago. I think a few fights dropped last Friday, and then we knew a few of them already, but it's starting to take shape. So Ty Rotolo and Isaac Mitchell was moved from Qatar to this one. Cade Rotolo now is on this card, like we said earlier, against Francisco Lowe, but it's a catchweight submission grappling match. So he's not defending his lightweight title. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I like this fight. Jacob Smith versus Dennis Puric, flyweight Muay Thai. Jacob coming off, both guys coming off wins, I believe, from that fun December card. Yes, Jacob definitely won, and then I think Dennis beat Tran, the Vietnamese guy. God, my memory's shot. Sorry. Let's make this official. Yes, the Bosnian Menace coming off a win against Tran Doi Nat Nguyen. That is right. So these guys were meant to fight already in April last year, Dennis and Jacob, but it was cancelled. I can't remember the reason, but it's back on now. And yes, Jacob coming off a very nice win over Walter Gonçalves, got a bonus. They were both on that December card in Lumpini Stadium. So that should be a fun fight. Hiroyuki Tetsuka against Valmir da Silva. Another fight that's been rebooked. These guys were going to fight last month in Bangkok, but Valmir had a passport problem, as did Diane Cardoso, who was going to fight Wonder Girl in mixed rules. They're both Brazilian, and there was some issue with the passport. I think there was a public holiday going on at the time, so they couldn't get their visas through in time or something like that. I don't know all the details. That's a rough idea of it. But here we are. We're back. I mean, Tetsuka got a late notice opponent, Abrao Amarim. I can't roll my R's. Sorry. I tried. I failed. Against Abrao Amarim. He armbarred him, I think, in the first round. 4 wins in a row now for Tetsuka. He then hopped down to Bang Tao and was chilling with John Jones. I like this guy. Yeah, he looks like $1 million. This should be another good test for him. I feel like Tetsuka will win this fight. And then Jihin, atomweight MMA against Ayaka. Strange booking because Jihin lost to Chihiro Sawada, but then gets a fight against Ayaka Miura, who is probably ranked now or deserves to be in top 5 atomweight after beating Itsuki. I'm just gonna double check that, but no, she is not. So Jihin is still ranked 5, and for some reason, Aliona Rasahina is still in the top 5. I'm getting tired of saying this. When did she last fight? Was that the Grand Prix? I want to say it's the Grand Prix. So that is September 2021. I just want to double check that. I might be completely wrong. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm right. It's September 2021. People, that is 2.5 years she hasn't fought. She has literally given birth, I think, maybe twice in that time, or definitely she's had one child in that time. Just take her out of the rankings, please. I don't think she'd care. I really don't think she'd probably say fair enough, guys. I'm sure she's dumbfounded. I'm gonna bring this up on screen because I'm just livid. It makes no sense. Look at this. Stamp Fairtex, obviously there. Ham, Denise. Okay, I'm fine with this. Aliona Rasahina, number 3. And Tiffany Teo is still 4. She hasn't fought since September 2022. A year and a half. Jihin is 5, even though she just lost to Chihiro Sawada, who seems like should, although they both missed weight, so maybe you can say that. But I don't think it stopped them putting people in top 5s before. But anyway, here we are. Why? I would rather have Itsuki in there. And then I would have put Ayaka in there for this. This is the point I'm really trying to make. Ayaka Miura should already be ranked in this division after beating Itsuki Hirata. I do not know what is going on there. So I would redo this top 5. I'd have Ham, Denise, Ayaka, I guess, Chihiro, and then G here. I guess Tiffany should still be there, but my personal rule: year and a half, you don't fight. And I know it's not a lot of these people's fault. It's always they want to fight. Yeah, they don't want to be sidelined for a year and a half. But my personal rule: if you don't fight a year and a half, you lose your spot in the rankings. Anyway, Connor, I don't even know who Aliona Rasahina is. LOL. I think this is it, right? Connor wasn't even watching one championship 2.5 years ago. She hasn't fought. That's how long it's been. Anyway, sorry to get worked up, everyone. I'll get back to my mini preview. It makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. Dennis Pirich getting a top 5 guy. Thumbs up, says Josh. Smith versus Pirich, both coming off highlight reel KO wins. Great fight, says Connor. Fight Night 21 is strong, says Keith. And Western targeted, but April 5th is a hardcore fight fans' wet dream. Yeah, agreed. I know there's people flying in for this card, the tentpole, Superbond versus Murat. It's gonna be sick. JDB Prajan Chai. I'm booking off the Friday from work so I can watch Friday Fights card live. Good strategy. I think that is the way to go. I think there's a couple of other fights already on that. This 21. Josh actually sent me a Wikipedia screen grab, so I'll read it off here. Yes. Jeremy Pakatu and Wang Shuo, bantamweight MMA. And then Sua Black is also earmarked, but does not have an opponent yet. So if the card stays like that, it's pretty, I would say underwhelming on paper, but you never know. Like I say, it's always fun when you tune in or sit down in the arena. It's always a good time. But I think the main event, so to speak, is the night before, or the Friday Fights card is going to be the main course, shall we say, of the meal. And then maybe this card is a bit of dessert. But Smith versus Pirich, possible number 1 contenders fight. What do you think? They could. I mean, it's not like Rodtang has any challenges or. Let me bring up this. We'll switch screen again to the rankings. I'm fine with that, but I think he already battered Jacob Smith, didn't he, in the flyweight Grand Prix really badly. And it wasn't a knockout, but he just left him looking really covered in blood, bruises. I'm sure Jacob would love another crack at him, though, especially with the belt on the line. And Pirich, I think, is a fresh matchup. You may as well. Yeah, I don't see any other movement going on in that division. Let's look at it here. Rodtang. Yeah, Superlex not going to bother doing it, or he's busy with Haggerty. Yeah, Smith's already number 2, so a win here probably gets him a shot. I think one would do that fight because I would think they would be confident Rodtang would win, and I don't think they want to put Rodtang in a too tough of a fight until he does the Takeru fight in Japan. So that might make sense. Yeah, I'm sure Jacob will give him a hell of a fight, but I feel they wouldn't risk him against a Superlek again or a Haggerty. Yeah, I think they wouldn't want him the possibility of him losing or getting badly injured, knocked out. All right. Yeah, so I'm fine with that. And this top 5 is also a bit awful on that on that note. Walter's in there for. I like Walter, nice guy, but I mean, I think he has one victory in one championship. Just checking now. I got so many tabs open now. I'm going on all these tangents because of these ridiculous rankings. Yes, he has one victory and one championship in 4.5 years against Joshua Cruz. He's lost his last 3. And he's a good guy. Okay, Rodtanger, decent fight as well. 2019. But yeah, I'm not sure he should be in this top 5. But then who do you put in it? This is where I can't wait for some of these Friday fights, people that just hurry to F up and get signed so we can actually flesh out some of these rankings and they're not so ridiculous. All right. Some really great fights on both cards, says Connor. Super excited to finally see Ursel back. Chester. With Superlek booked for Haggerty, I feel like it's a good idea in the meantime. Yeah. Is that Rodtang and Purich or Smith? Yeah, I like that. Jacob Smith looking like a completely different fighter now. He's absolutely jacked and he destroyed Walter. Agreed, he did look good. Yeah, I'm sure he'd give Rodtang a tougher test this time. Al C saying, you guys should put Mighty Mouse in top 5 in my title. They may as well, because some of these rankings are ridiculous. Smith is like a 4-foot Brock Lesnar now. Yeah, he's pretty intimidating. Well, yeah, that was all I had really planned for the show, guys. Not much else to talk about. We could quickly look at Friday Fights 56. Oh, it's not on the website. Anything else you want to talk about? Just put it in now. I could hang around for 5 or 10, but yeah, congratulations to Natalia Dajkova getting that contract last Friday. That was impressive knockout. She'll be a good addition to that division. I'm not sure. Let's look at the knockout. Yeah, but in terms of this Friday, I'm not really sure what's best to look out for. We can have a quick look at it, but maybe we'll save that for another show. We could always do another show later this week, maybe on Friday. I keep meaning to do a Friday watch along, so perhaps that could be the time to start. But here is that knockout, Dajkova. Hope you all can see it. I'm just sharing the Twitter feed from one. Boom. There you go. Good night, Irene, as a certain Mr. Chavello may have used to said, or he certainly said before, he may have said it if he was still commentating for one championship. And I wish he was. I miss him so much. Anyway, I think Mitch, quickly, we can look at this card this Friday. Mitch has it up on his Twitter X, so to speak. There it is. Ferrari against Mavlud Tupiev main event. Anything jump out at you here, guys? That's worth keeping an eye on. Furkan Karabag, I've seen him, a little bit of him on Friday fights. No grappling, looks like, so you guys will be happy. But I think someone was saying there's only one MMA fight, so here we go. Ferrari fighting in the main event, yes. Sky's coverage of one in the UK is a bit of a mess, by the way. They should try to get some boots on the ground. Sky, if you're listening, I'm there. I can be there on the ground for you. I can. I'm your boy. I'm from the UK. One of my brothers used to work for Sky Sports for a few years, actually. But their office is so far away. It's by the airport. It's, ridiculous. I was offered a job there once, actually. This is a proper sliding doors moment, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, if you'll indulge me. Yeah, it's not divulge. I was working at ESPN, I think, just before I moved to Hong Kong, and I was doing all this content covering WWE for ESPN, and then I think Sky came and offered me a role there through a PR, like for WWE UK or something, and it was a full-time job doing all that stuff. How crazy my life could have been. I could have been going to WrestleMania, everything like that. But here we are talking about One Friday Fights 56. Is it 7? 56, yeah. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Exactly. Ferrari, 2 p.m. main event Friday. Let's do this, guys. Full grappling card. Let's go. Says Fizz in Lumpini. Yes, that they should just fuck with everyone and drop a grappling card next Friday before the temple. How funny would that be? Let's hope you do their own coverage. Yeah, I would seriously. Back to Sky. I would love to do some stuff with Sky. I actually inquired a little bit about that when I saw the deal announced. I tried to reach out a bit, but was told they have their own team who will be covering it. But as Chester says, or Al C, sorry, looks like it's not great coverage, guys. So who knows? I think it'd be a great fit to do. I could do some writing for them, video. I'm a gun for hire, guys. So maybe I'll ask again. But anyway, we'll leave it there because I don't know how I got over an hour out of this chat, but we've done an hour and 7 minutes, so that's great. It's all because of you guys. Thanks for commenting, tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't overkill. I was really worried. Yeah, what are we going to talk about? No one's going to want to talk about this Friday Fights 21 or Fight Night 21, but it's great that we can just roll through a bunch of topics. You can all throw some ideas out and interact. I love doing that. So long may it continue. Chester told me, Josh, I was texting him like, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do this, man. He's like, let's do it. So hopefully you enjoyed it, Josh, and we'll see about doing another one this week. I will stop being so lazy. I'm hoping some big news drops because then we can jump on Wednesday or something like that, or Thursday. If not, maybe we'll do a Friday Fights watch along, something like that. But I'm keen to do more of these. But I'm still kind of like figuring out my future. I'm technically only contracted for Sportskeeda till the end of this month, so who knows, guys? This may be a short-lived venture for me. I'm hoping not. I hope we can do some more stuff together. But so if you like it, leave a comment and all that stuff. But yes, I've appreciated tonight. It was good fun. But I'll leave you. I'll love you and leave you, and hopefully see you again Wednesday. Hopefully some big fight news drops. We can hop back on here for an hour and midweek. Because I want to do 2 or 3 of these every week. I don't want to just wait a week to discuss everything and then you forget certain things, or it's too late to even talk about some things. It's already been a week or 5 days, something like that. So let's do some more soon. But you guys are the best. Really appreciate it. It's so fun doing this stuff. So it's nice to have people listening and interacting. Appreciate it. But I'm gonna get out of here. So we'll see you next Monday at the very least. Thanks once again.